Welcome to Birdman on the Mountains Community Shout. I am your guest host this morning, Garrett Moldrem. You can check me out at molfilms.com. And I want to say a special thank you to everyone who didn't leave a bad comment on the comments last week. You'll only have to deal with me for one more week, and then I'll be back to Rob as usual. So with me this morning, I have seasoned professional,
absolutely,
Allison Hephner,
yes.
Community Project Services Manager.
Yes.
Did I get it?
Almost.
Okay.
It was close. It was really close. It means the same thing. You know, I manage community projects.
Good.
And a lot of those projects have to do with social determinants of health. And one of those projects is the Safe Stations One Stop, which is we're working with the community and using their guidance to work with the Timber Mesa fire departments to turn them into an access point for treatment and recovery when it comes to opioid and heroin addiction in our community. So the exciting thing to do that is to make sure that they're set up to be able to provide this information. We have to go back and do like a gap analysis and identify the resources we have, then the resources we need, and then fill those gaps and the barriers we have as well. So we're doing that at our next meeting to address that. And eventually we'll have a pretty comprehensive program to where people can seek treatment. Mm-hmm. I've been working recently with some people who had been addicts in their previous life and have been drug-free for 10 years. And they really open your eyes into understanding the addiction. Mm-hmm. It's a lot harder than people think to get it to stop. I mean, look at sugar, for instance. I can't say no. Yeah. And I need to learn how to say no to that stuff because it's not healthy. Mm-hmm. Moderation is okay. Not with drugs, though. But what we're learning is a lot of these addicts want help, but to get off the drugs, some of them, it could kill them. Mm-hmm. They have to have that support and that medical support and that clinical support to be able to make sure that their body can handle the detox. And so we're working to try to develop not only the resources they need, but the steps to sobriety, which is very exciting. And a big part of that is the spiritual lead of it's an internal thing within yourself. Mm-hmm. When it comes to addiction. So being able to have that spiritual aspect in that can give that person the support they need. And then you have the community. Blue Vase does a great job of putting people in the community and making sure that they have that support. And they also have that spiritual aspect, right, which is important.
Well, yeah, it totally is, because regardless of what your belief system is, you can't just treat half of a person or a third of a person. You have to treat them as a whole. And so if they're a spiritual person, then yeah, you have to be looking at that. So that's awesome that you guys are including that. So as far as like how this can benefit the average listener, is it just like if you know anybody, then here's a, or is it something that they can get involved with helping with? Or?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So they can. If you are out there and you have been an addict in the past and want to come on as being more peer support to the addiction community and helping them get out of that, please contact me through my email, and I'm sure they'll throw it at the liner notes here. The other thing is know that...
Well, let's give it real quick. Say your email for those who are listening.
Oh, okay. ah@cpmsaz.com. So you can get it there. But also know that we're developing a comprehensive resource guide to where whatever stage you're at, if you're a parent and you have a kid and you're worried about them getting into drugs or going down that route, there's preventative services that you'll have access to in that guide. If you are addicted and you need that detox center, that information will be in that guide. So we want to hit a person at every level, either when they're inquiring about resources or they're inquiring about services. So that we're finalizing and will be out soon. And then, spread the word. I mean, this is going to start going like wildfire. In the new year, we'll start pushing out this comprehensive program out to the community. And then it is a planning project. So we're planning everything. We have the strategic plan. And then hopefully next year we'll be able to implement it with the partnership with HRSA funds. So,
well, I know that a lot of times communities are like, a little nervous to talk about, oh, there's a drug problem, or even acknowledge it or something. But I think how awesome that we are saying, like, whether or not it's a huge problem, I don't even know, hopefully not, but like that we're like, hey, this is here, and people can get help.
Yeah,
So.
we have to stop judging people for the choices they make because we don't understand what happened to them. And we're starting to identify that a lot of experiences as a child, adverse childhood experiences, especially in a rural community, has led them down this path. And it's not a path because they want to party and get high. It's a path that they have chosen because they need to mask what has happened to them. And some of them have had some horrible things. And so we want to be able to support them and know that maybe we weren't able to help them when they were a kid, but now in the future we can help them heal from that and find a quality of life that they deserve.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's really exciting, goosebumpy. I'm very excited. I'm excited to be the
Cool.
consortium director of that project. So, and then there's another project that I get to help at and be a part of, and I work a lot with adults and children with disabilities. And that can be cognitive to physical to behavioral and all of that. And so we actually are partnering, when I say we, it's Steve Julian with Navajo County Probation and Change Point Integrated Health are partnering to bring a Be Safe program. We did this last time. It was amazing. But we bring the cops together with the children and adults so that they can develop that relationship. So cops aren't on edge when they're, treating or go on a scene and somebody there is autistic and they think that they're resisting arrest. It's just that they don't understand. Or somebody that has a behavioral health issue and they learn how to the skills to address that and have a safer experience with the child or adult, and the child and adult learns that cops are our friends and they're great, and if you listen to what they're saying, you'll be safe too. So that's October 3rd, and it's from it's ages 12 to however old, but they obviously need to have a disability. If they're interested in coming, they can email me at ah@cpmsaz.com, and I can get them in contact with Steve and the program there. We have a couple of positions open right now, and it's a lot of fun. It's really, it works. It's really cool. So
Again, it's a seminar that you're putting on, or
it's a program that they do.
Meeting.
Yeah, it's a program that they do with the police officers. So they play games with the police officers. Okay. They discuss, the police officer dog. They'll bring the dog in and they'll talk about how to be safe around the dog, because even with children, any age, you want to pet the dogs. And the dogs, they're working. They're not there to. They're police officers. They're not animals.
So October 3rd.
Yes.
And what time?
It's I think it's from noon to 3, okay. And I can give you more information if you contact me. I'll actually send you guys the flyer to put up too, so people can see that. And it really works. We've had some police officers come back and said, wow, now that they realize this person was an individual who had a cognitive delay, they were actually able to handle the situation instead of create a situation that was worse for both of the people participating in it. So it's very valuable to do that, and it's free.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Hanging out in the studio still, and I have a very, very, very awesome guest. I'm so excited. You've probably never had this guy as a guest on Birdman Media before. Check it out.
Hi.
It's Rob, the Birdman.
Yeah, so we have to go over the Birdman name. You know that because you did a video. That's actually the video that's on YouTube that talks about why the name is Birdman. Do you remember?
I know that you got hit by a bird, but
birds.
Not just lots
of them. Yeah.
Was it a whole bunch of birds at once?
I've never had a whole bunch of birds at once. It's usually onesies. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had even two. So yeah, no, it's always just one bird. That would be no. Let's not try to attempt that one.
I've gotten hit by a bird once on a motorcycle, but it hit the bike, not me. So
yeah, it usually hit my feet and explode, or off of Anyways,
so sounds painful.
But I've had them physically hit helmet, chest, arms, legs. Fun.
So
there might have been multiples, and one actually didn't make it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
could have happened.
I mean, do you get to collect them and eat them later? Or?
No, it's not enough meat. And by the time they hit, they sort of explode. So, yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Birdman Media. What do you do around here?
So we do shows, but we've got the live stuff that's coming up, and that's what I wanted to actually chat about was the live stuff that we're going to be doing, and we've been doing. So we did the Sholo City Parade for the 4th of July. We've done some live events. Medieval Mayhem was one. We did the one from the truck stop. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So we've got the Cavalcade of Cars coming up this weekend, which is Friday, and we've got Ted is going to actually talk about the cars that are at the show. And it's a lot more cars than are at the show, so that's kind of the cool thing. Where we're going to be, it will go pretty quick, so we'll get to see a lot of it probably within, he said 30 to 45 minutes, so it'll probably be not too bad. Then the next day we set up and we do the Pinetop-Lakeside Fall Festival Parade, which is going to be a lot of fun. And this time with multi-cameras. Last year we did parade, it was just me, moving Amiibo back and forth, and which was cool, but now we get regular show production stuff.
We're going to do like, what, four cameras at least?
Yeah, we'll have 3 at least, probably a 4th, yeah.
We can do 4. We'll bring you 4.
We could do 4, yeah. You won't know because one's on the hosts, and it's not going to be me. We're actually going to have a couple people there. I think Mike Bosley's going to be one. We're going to see, maybe it's Tony, and then we've got Jeannie, who is actually the head of Admin Pro committee. So,
as long as I'm not one of the hosts.
Yeah, for
sounds
parades.
Great.
Don't want to do parades?
No.
Yeah, parades are a lot of fun because I think we're turning them around and not going to let them look at we've learned our lesson. Don't let them see the street because they'll talk about what they see and it has nothing to do with what's on the screen.
Yeah, make them watch the
and
monitor.
You're going at home watching going, wait, what? Or actually walking around or whatever. It's funny to see people watching the parade on their phone as they're at the parade. It's kind of a surreal experience.
I think maybe we should have a show where we just talk about all the tech and like the stuff that goes into producing a show, whether it's live or just this. That might be something that people might be interested in
maybe someday.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Once I figure out what we're actually doing, that might be a good
Cool.
idea.
Awesome. Hey, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the host, but I'm on the other side.
Yeah. Now you can say thanks to me, and then I'll say thanks to you.
Thank you for having me on this show.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thanks for being on the show. Well, we had one more guest pop into the studio. With me this morning is Sandra Angelo from Family Advocacy Center.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in our 7th annual Put It on the Tee for the FAC. It was a great event, and when I say thank everyone who participated, I mean sponsors, people who played golf, people who provided support, our volunteers, people who donated, anyone who had a hand in the success of the event or in the enjoyment of the event. It's the primary fundraiser for the Family Advocacy Center. It gets our name out so people understand the work that we do, helping abused children. And it's just, I think, overall very positive for the community.
Do you have any events coming up now?
Yes, we do. And you'll probably be seeing us more out in the public doing different things. What I have coming up is a cornhole tournament at the house, and it's going to be on Sunday, October 20th. Starting at about 2 o'clock. Well, actually, that's when people will start arriving. We will probably start the tournament, the cornhole tournament, about 3 o'clock and go till it finishes, or about 8 o'clock. We have room for 32 teams. It costs $25 a person or $50 a team, and you can register on Eventbrite. We also will have a karaoke event.
Is that the same night?
The same day,
Okay.
Yeah, because not everyone's playing cornhole.
Yeah, plus, it'd be fun to do 2 things at once. So yeah.
Yes, and adds to the, fun of the venture. Anyway, we have karaoke, and Mike Bosley is going to be there running the karaoke, so we're really excited about that. But it's a twist on karaoke. You don't just come up and sing. You come up and you make a donation, and that allows you to sing.
Oh, there you go.
Or you come up, you make a donation, and volunteer someone else to sing.
Or likewise, you could do a donation to make sure someone doesn't sing so you don't have to hear them.
That's true. Or if the person, and that's one of the options, and if the person decides that they do not want to sing, then they have to match the original donation.
Oh, okay, great. No, that's smart. I like that.
And so we're hoping for a lot of laughs.
Yeah, sort of a little mini game going on there.
Yeah, competition. And even with the cornhole, we're encouraging, like, for example, Law and Order, attorneys teaming up with police officers as teams or competition, and we just like everybody to come out and have a good time. The house will have their street tacos there. We're going to have, of course, music and It'll be out in the yard, and hopefully we won't have rain, and it'll just be a fun family time.
Tell me a little bit about what the Family Advocacy Center does, so I know like why I should come to the fundraiser, why I should support you guys.
Okay. The Family Advocacy Center assists children who have been exposed to sexual abuse, domestic violence, extreme neglect, who have been drug endangered, or who have witnessed a serious crime. We provide services for them which include forensic interviews, and the interview is recorded and it is witnessed by law enforcement and maybe the Department of Child Services, and it's recorded, and that way the child only has to tell their story once. We do sexual assault exams, pediatric exams on site. We also work with NACASA, who is part of North Country Health Care, in order to do sexual assault exams on people who are older than 13 years old. We have counseling, we have advocacy, we have wraparound services and support. I do outreach education and training, so if somebody wants me to come out and talk about it's not the birds and the bees, or how to recognize signs of abuse. But the idea is children are really resilient, and you give them the help and the support that they need as close to the trauma as possible, and they end up being more resilient and have a better long-term life.
Yeah, they can heal.
They can heal, and that's what our goal is. Healing starts here. That's, our tagline.
Definitely.
And so, you can check us out on our website, it's ncfac.org, and learn all about what we do. And when you see what you do, you'll see why we do it. Rob knows that I wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I do is I play in the White Mountain Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, fantastic. What do you play?
I play clarinet, and I've been playing since I was 11, and since I am 67, that will give you, I was 10, I guess, so 57 years, something like that. So anyway, I've been playing 1 or 2 years. But I wish I was better than mediocre. However...
you have so much going on, you probably have hard to find time to practice, right?
Well, actually, that's the problem. But those of us who enjoy music and what it does for us, we try to play in organizations such as the White Mountain Symphony Orchestra. But we have a concert this Saturday, and in fact, we have 2 concerts. It's going to be at Blue Ridge High School starting at 3 o'clock, and the second concert is at Blue Ridge High School starting at 7 o'clock. We will also do a similar program on Monday at St. John's High School, where the children will join us. But the theme is honoring our history, and this concert had its origins in the aftermath of 9/11. We started doing a kind of patriotic concert, and now we don't do it as close to the 11th, but we always do it in September, and it's one where we honor our veterans and current service people. Admission is $10 for adults, $5 for children. You can pay at the door. You can go to the chamber and pick up tickets there. But it should be a wonderful concert. We have a guest performer. Dr. Teresa Dick will be playing Schindler's List.
Oh, wow.
A violin solo with orchestra accompaniment. And we also have a World War II veteran who will be narrating a piece called The Greatest Generation.
Wow, that sounds
incredible. It'll be a really moving concert.
Great. Well, anything else I should probably ask before?
No, but I also think that, for those who want to attend, who might be veterans or first responders, you can come in with no charge.
Fantastic.
Yes, and I am done for the day.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for being on the show, Sandra.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up our show. Thanks for viewing. I'd like to say thank you to all of our viewers on WMI-TV, on Sholo TV, and all of our podcast listeners. You can catch us Community Shout Thursdays at 8 a.m., and then it plays all through the week. thanks for checking out the podcast. If you're listening to it in your car, don't crash. And also thanks to our sponsor, the town of Pinetop-Lakeside. I'm Garrett Moldrem with MOL Films. You can catch me again next week, and then things will be back to normal after next week. Birdman on the Mountain, community shout. I think that's it. Do I need to say anything else? No. How should we go out? Have a great week.